Chemischleim.
Whew. Oh my God.
Damn!
Hot damn! Murray, this is a late in life gem. Thank the fucking makery decided to do this podcast, and that somebody, one of our dear listeners.
Yeah, I want to give him a shout. He's Best of the Bad. His Twitter handle is @BadMovieMan. He actually check him out because he actually makes T-shirts for these kind of movies and shit. And yes, he hooked us up. Thank you @BadMovieMan. We're hooking us up with a copy because for some reason this movie is near impossible to find.
It really is. It's so fucking hard to find. And you know we shit on Whitefire all the time. It's getting a Blu-ray release for some fucking reason, and yet John De Hart's fucking masterpiece. Like, this is a psychological thriller. This is meta as fuck.
It's a roller coaster ride.
Some of the layers I'm going to peel back for you today are going to blow you away. But
look. First of all, we're going to take credit for the Blu-ray release of Whitefire.
Yeah, you're gonna
nobody even gave a fuck about that movie until we made it something big. And so we're going to use our power again. Somebody get us a fucking Blu-ray, fucking 3D, 4K, whatever the fuck release of whatever, fucking Bullets, Champagne and Bullets, Road to Revenge, or Geteven.
Yeah, you know what? I want all three. Blu-rays are fucking huge. This was recorded for VHS. You know, they can fit all three versions of the movie on a Blu-ray.
Not only that, I want commentary from John De Hart and Wingshauser.
I want Wingshauser there. I want to know. There's got to be contention in that room because I think John wanted to take a lot of credit for shit that Wings was doing.
Yeah, Wings definitely stole the movie. Right out from under him.
Absolutely stole that movie. He was this nation's treasure. There should be a statue.
He gave a master class in improvisation in this movie because there's no way in hell any of his lines were written down.
Exactly. Like, we're supposed to get that RoboCop in Detroit. I'm gonna try to get us a wing with nice orange hair on there too. I need to get that.
I'll just spray paint the orange on there.
Just spray paint the orange on there.
Yeah.
Murray, this is.
Make that happen. And while we're at it, can somebody, one of those like vinyl re-release people, Mondo Records, get the soundtrack with all these amazing songs written and sung by John De Hart?
Yeah.
With the exception of Shimmy Slide,
which he purchased.
His most famous. He owns it.
Yes, he pointed out very strictly that he owns it. He didn't write it, but he owns it.
Yes.
But
make that happen.
Holy shit. This is the perfect way to wrap up. I mean, this is kind of what the month was designed around, was this movie. We were like, we got to put a theme to it.
Right.
And we're disappointed because fuckers almost made us watch another Neil Breen movie. You fell a little short.
Yeah, I never felt more glad that we had so few listeners, Griff, because I was like, wow, we almost had to watch another. We almost got 100 downloads. Well, we didn't get super close, but we got closer, and then we got nervous.
Yeah.
And no, we're not going to. No, we're not going to do one. If somebody begs us, send some money, then we'll do it.
Maybe if it's like a tit for tat kind of deal, where it's like, here's the next Geteven,
yes.
And also I'm only going to give it to you if you do another Neil Breen. Maybe, but
maybe. Yeah.
But for serious, this is the perfect way to wrap up this month. This is kind of what we were basing it around. Yeah. I've already mentioned John De Hart, singing sensation. He's also a goddamn kung fu master.
He's everything. He's an actor. He's a director. He's a writer. He's a producer. He's a best boy, sound foley. He's a caterer. He does it all, and he does it so badly.
And his guitar plucking, you heard that finger banging he was doing. Just do starting over. It's perfection. Like that is. We joke about fuck music all the time. John De Hart actually has fuck music in this.
Yes.
It's even better than Truck Turner's own fuck music. When Isaac Hayes did a song that he fucked you in the movie, John De Hart.
John does 3.
Yeah.
3 fuck scenes with his music playing in the background.
Yeah, for different moods, too.
Yes.
You had the sweet romantic one, then you had the fucking hard and fast and loose one. Oh, my God. Oh my God, John De Hart.
How did he only make one movie? I mean, I guess when you perfect it, what are you going to do?
Well, I like that you brought out how did he make one, because he, from what I gather from me and Marie did so much research. We read one interview. It sounds like he only did this movie because he was not getting enough auditions.
Yeah,
and so
it makes sense because I want to point out that I had something in the back of my mind. I was like, I don't like this guy, and you point out succinctly. He looks like a wimpier Larry Bird.
Oh,
and you know how I feel about Larry Bird.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was like, yeah, he's not. He has a face made for radio.
When I see someone like him with that wispy mustache, that's like my fear. When I think like people see me for the first time, they're like, oh my God, this guy looks like John De Hart. Or Larry Bird, even. What a fucking asshole Larry Bird is. You know what? Fuck Bill Burr for liking Larry Bird.
Fuck Bill Burr for liking Larry Bird.
There we go.
Right. Fuck you, Bill Burr.
But I love that he was just like, yeah, I made this movie because I wanted to go ahead and get my name out there.
Need a showcase.
And you will see that.
He even sounds like Larry Bird when I'm thinking about it. God, I hate you, John De Hart.
Please make another movie.
With Wings Hauser. I don't want to see you by yourself.
That's true. Don't let Tommy Wiseau anywhere near it either.
No.
For
do
fuck's
not.
sakes.
Do not.
Oh, my God. But I thought he was being kind of real in their interview that we read. I thought he was being kind of real that the movie, building a movie by yourself without having any knowledge. Like the Miami Connection boys made it sound easy. They were just like, hey, just give it all to Jack and let Jack do everything.
Right.
The 18-year-old out of high school, just out of high school,
Right.
might have been going to film school. Write the screenplay.
No, he knew nothing about film.
Yeah.
He just like, you know how to write.
Yeah.
So you know the alphabet? Write that. Write the screenplay.
Put some letters down, man. But John De Hart actually seemed like he talked about the struggles of like finding the actors, getting people to the set, having people do the clicky thing.
I don't know how he got they're B-list, but they're big name B-list, and Winghauser has a career, and so does William Smith.
Yeah.
And so I was like surprised he got these people.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised how he got his female lead because he probably just gave her a lot of money. And her background, which we'll get into later, is, you're like, okay, I could see why she's starting, that low
right.
to, crack into this as well.
She's got an IMDb. She was on an episode of Love Boat.
Okay. But I think when she auditioned, John was like, I see me in the perfect female body, but I see me in her. Like, trying to go out, get some auditions, but they're just like, you just don't cut it. That whatever's happening with your voice there, I don't like it. I'm going to need you to mosey on out. Oh, my God. But you mentioned Wings and his improvisational skills in this movie.
Right.
John takes credit for a lot of what I know for a fact Wings was doing.
There's no way in hell any Wings Hauser line was written down. It's a stream of conscience.
Yeah, and the interviewer brought that up with him. He's like, now you and Wings have kind of a weird chemistry. You're saying some weird, good jokes in there. And John was just like, yeah, I let him go a little bit, but I mostly brought him back in and wrote a lot of the jokes for him. It's like, no, you didn't.
He took credit for one joke, which we'll point out later on.
I have a hard time giving John credit for a lot in the writing department, especially.
You know what? He did a great job casting.
Yeah, definitely, and he did it all on his own, as we know. Yeah. He didn't go out to Jack to help him with cast.
Yeah, and I also want to point out, a lot of people had under the misconception he was a lawyer at this time. He was not. He was a struggling actor. I think he was going to law school.
Yeah.
So he's a lawyer now, but he was not a lawyer when he was making this movie.
Yeah,
a lot of people think he was.
I got that mixed up. I thought he was a lawyer then.
A lot of people
He's not
do.
a lawyer anymore. Yeah. He doesn't really, take up cases now.
He's waiting for the Supreme Court to call,
That might be it. Or he's waiting for Jim Cornette to give him a call, because apparently Jim's in some hot water.
No, he's got his guy
Stephen P. New.
Stephen P. New. Yeah.
Oh, what a weird week that's been.
It's been a very weird week.
Oh man, but John is also, and we've been missing this. You don't get some of our B-level action stars. They forget to do the good one-liners. John knew how to write a one-liner. I will give him credit.
Didn't know how to deliver it, but he knew how to write one.
What are you talking about? Adios, Bella Lugosi isn't a good one-liner?
It is, under somebody with talent.
Yeah.
Wings could have fucking made that sing.
I mean, the part in which he delivers that line, he's abandoning children in the desert.
Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves, but yeah.
Sorry. It's worth mentioning twice.
Okay.
A lot of things in this movie are worth mentioning many a times. Yeah. This is, again, I said it earlier. This is a meta movie. This movie has so many layers. Watch it 9 times. Every time you're going to focus on one detail, and you're going to see it.
And I believe you agree with me. Every time you're watching Wings Hauser and he walks off stage, you're like, I want to be in that movie. Like, what is going on in the world? He created an entire world with his character of Huck.
Yeah.
Henry Huck Finney.
And that, you see, Wings, being a professional, he knows how to play the marionette. He was puppeteering.
A polyester puppet, if you will.
A polyester puppet. But he was pulling strings on that movie. You know he was.
He was probably really directing it, too. But
I think
he let John take credit for that.
I think so. Because there's just so much that's happening. Whenever Huck is in a scene, Wings is in a scene, you're just like, he is commanding this. He is doing everything.
Your eyes go to him every single time.
Oh, absolutely. His wardrobe, he kind of had a little bit of a Hunter S. Thompson thing, long shirts tucked into short shorts.
That was his Huck Finn look.
That was his Huck Finn.
He was trying to look like Huckleberry Finn.
Oh, no, I'm talking right at the beginning. Yeah. When John was wearing his sweats, his beautiful American sweats, which we have a whole backstory on that, which involves, of course, our least favorite hero, Jocks from Angeltown. Fuck that guy. But I did really appreciate, despite this being his first movie.
And only
movie, I felt like we've put some bad director names out there. You know, we got Glenn Danzig, please make another movie.
Right.
Who didn't know how to put scenes together. We have Neil Breen, who just was jumping all over the place.
Right. John
actually did a good job of, like, guiding you through the movie. Like, he was planting seeds in the first act that came back in the third act. It was he kind of did good. I mean, you know, if you're taking 1,000-foot view at it, he did pretty good.
It was competent, yeah.
Yeah, and again, we cared about the 5 characters they bring up in this movie, and I still can't remember their names. I'm going to say Stacy for one of the characters, Cindy. Murray gave me a lot of shit about it.
Yeah. Because I'm going over his notes. Griff's better at writing notes than I am, so I just go over them. Sometimes I'll add a little thing here and there, and I'm like, who the fuck is Stacy? Like, there's a Stacy thing throughout here.
All over the place.
I'm like, is there a character I missed?
100% of the notes were Stacy, and then I did a find and replace, but I missed several of them because I went back to calling her Stacy. Yes. Don't get it. She just got a Stacy face. What's the actress's actual name?
Pamela Bryant.
Pamela Bryant. Wow, she looks like a Pamela. Oh, but Murray, at the heart of this movie, you know...
The heart of this movie.
De Hart, thank you. The John De Hart of this movie. I think he's being so fucking meta. I think he's trying to do a story. This is 1993. Yeah. We've had plenty of action movies. We've seen the lead who everybody looks at, their jaw drops, women want to fuck them, men want to be in the corner and watch them fuck the women. Are you
going back to Jim Cornette?
I am.
Oh, okay.
But I think what John was doing here was he was trying to point out how shitty the stars of action movies really are. I think he was shitting on himself and action stars. Because he's not your typical action star. He's wimpy as fuck.
Wimpy Larry Bird.
He is like the later
Was he 58 when he filmed this?
He looks 58. I don't know.
Scary thing is, I bet he's like your age. That's probably the scary part of it. I bet I am older than him, and I don't look it, but yeah.
But what was I trying to get at? I think he was really trying to say something there.
I don't know. I don't, but I just think it was a happy accident, as Bob Ross would say.
You know what I was getting at was he looks like the later years Bronson. You know, he was just he didn't even have like the delivery though, because he's got this folky, how you doing kind of voice, and it's not threatening at all, and yet.
If you find Kermit the Frog threatening,
yeah, everybody's standing up to him to fight, and he's beating their ass, and then they're going back to the bar. This guy in the snakeskin boots, he's so tough. I don't know how to fight him. And they're like towering over him, 20 years younger. The guy was like buff as fuck, and that was Fabio. And he was just like, I don't know what to do with him. He's too strong. It's Jocks. Going to Jocks here.
Got shock on the brain.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's something. This movie is something. I'm glad it's out there in the world.
We're going
and
to
in
be
our
doing
lives.
this by feels. If this is going to end up being a two-parter.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys can handle possibly 3 hours. We might break it in half if we go 3 hours. Which it sounds like we are because we're, 10 minutes? We haven't even gotten to the movie yet.
We're 15 minutes in.
15 minutes.
We're just rambling.
Yeah.
That's how fucking great this movie is.
Well, fuck it, Griff. Let's just get right to it.
I actually watched this trailer. It's hot. It's a hot trailer.
I don't care what the fuck you call it. Bullets and champagne, Road to Revenge, Get Even. It's Geteven to me. And let's all get Geteven together.
Welcome to the biggest little movie ever made. Action, suspense, the thrill of a minute, romance, and some very funny moments.
We get some dope, we'll get a woman.
You're gonna make my nerves.
You just made a big mistake.
See, Sam? You see this?
White powder.
How about tolerating the goddamn justice system?
Sit down!
Dust that broad.
I now pronounce you husband and wife.
Get in the pool, man, look. This court is now in session.
You're smuggling drugs when you're a cop.
Satan has guided us.
Hey there, double ugly. Promise I'll get even.
The high and mighty judge.
He's the one who murdered the baby.
What?
Oh, shit. Do that tourniquet thing. I'll be back.
Will courage overcome corruption? Get Even, starring John De Hart, Pamela Bryant, William Smith, Wings Hauser, and Elaine Young. Get Even!
Oh, that fucking trailer. I don't remember what was in it, but man, I remember enjoying it. Get a lot of the beats in there. I think you get some shimmy. I think it's all shimmy slide. That little piano intro. Again, for the song he didn't write, he really liked that one.
Yeah.
He owns it.
Yeah.
He owns it.
He owned it literally and figuratively. Yeah. He made it his own.
He made it his own. Okay, Murray. Where do you start with the masterpiece of a movie?
Well, I would start at the docks, but apparently the docks are too expensive, so we're in the middle of a field with the trailer, and some guys doing some good shit, man.
Yeah.
They're like, got that bag of Coke. It's some good shit, Griff. Trust me, I don't need to go any further. It's good shit.
As you know, I'm disappointed. I love to hear some more adjectives about Coke. I really want to know more about the Coke.
Just good.
Just good.
So we got Iggy Pop. We got a young John Saxon. We got some other guy.
Yeah.
And they're just rubbing their gums like maniacs.
Didn't they have a couple ladies with them, too?
I don't remember that.
Okay.
I thought it was just three guys.
Okay, I thought there was...
It was Sausage Party.
It was clearly the inspiration...
They had a lust for life, is all I know.
Exactly.
And Coke.
Yes, and Coke as well. It's clearly the inspiration for Breaking Bad. I know that Vince...
Well, you notice how... I'm going to refer to him as his character's name now. Rick Bodie looks very similar to Walter White.
Rick Bodie definitely does.
So I think you're on to something.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
So open up. We see these scumbags doing their coke. It's good shit. Mm-hmm. And then we pull back and we see the Geteven.
Yeah, Geteven.
Not Get Even. It's spelled Geteven.
Whoever did the computer graphics for that forgot where the space bar, or did it have a space bar?
Maybe it was. You were saying there's a lot of shit like meta shit. Maybe that means something we're not even picking up on.
That's you know what? That's probably an ancient script. Pamela probably has it tattooed across her ribs or something.
I do
it's got
now.
Some
yeah.
huge meaning.
I got it. I know what I do. I got it tattooed on my wrist, and I look at it every time I need to get even. I just look at my wrist. When I get really upset, and I'm just like, want to kill somebody, I just look at it. Calms me down.
I wish I could easily go through all of our episodes, find all the tattoos we have on our ribs
in Arabic too.
Yes,
we always do it in Arabic.
Usually in Arabic. But now we got the Getevens. Me and Murray get all matching tattoos. Excuse me.
Right, exactly. Like any friends would do. That's not weird.
Yeah, exactly.
And so we see
our three heroes.
Normad. I'm gonna fuck that name up because the most stupidest goddamn unnatural name I've ever heard.
It was like they went for Norm, but they were like, no, not enough. Norm's got to be mad. Normad.
So we got Normad, played by William Smith, who to me will always be Conan's dad, but he was in a lot of like B movies in the 70s. Fucking apparently chewing on gravel in between takes or working on his Macho Man Randy Savage impression.
They were probably working on a biopic for Macho Man. And
so we got him, we got Rick Bodie, played by John De Hart, and we have Henry Huck Finney, played by Wings Hauser.
Yeah. The real hero of the movie, if you're paying attention to my interpretation of it.
Yes. Anyone's interpretation.
I think after you've watched this movie the first time, you realize Huck's the hero.
Yeah, and hopefully, like we have enough clout that this will finally be released where it should be, or at least be streamed on Amazon or something.
You know what? Blu-ray's not even good enough for it. The next layer of DVDs, when those finally come out, that's going to be the poster for it. Finally, you can buy Geteven. You don't have to watch it on some VHS rip from YouTube. You're going to have it in 8K Ultra. Spectrovision.
3D, like virtual reality, like you're there. You're looking through Huck's eyes.
You get to be Rick.
Well, I don't know if I'd want to do that. But so we got our man Normad, who's a rogue cop. He's the cop that everyone in real life is mad at. Huck and Finney are the cops you want to be out on the streets.
They're the everyman. They support all the small businesses. They speak to the community.
Right. They're a part of the community.
They're out there all the time. They're there for Cowboy Night every Wednesday.
Yeah.
But to even throw in how much of the everyday man, they're wearing jeans and windbreakers, like an everyman.
Well, not Normad. You can tell he's a rogue.
That's what I was saying, Normad.
He's got the leather fucking blazer on.
What?
And they all have, were they Chicago Bull caps? They look like they look like Chicago Bull caps, but they had tape over the bull emblem.
It was clear John was like, oh shit, you know what, guys? I need everybody to show up with the black hat. And so the guys were like, oh, okay. And they grabbed whatever black hat they had, but then, they had logos or something under them. So they used black tape to tape them up.
I know Huck and Rick had LAPD on the back of the jackets. Did he have LAPD in the back of his leather fucking blazer?
He did not. Nothing back there.
Okay.
Nothing back there.
So we can tell this isn't even sanctioned by the police force. He's going rogue. He's like, Normad, he wants to be that lieutenant, man. That's all he cares about. He cares about going up that ladder.
Yeah, you got Rick telling him, hey, I think we need a call for backup. I
don't feel good about this.
I'm not feeling good.
And it's like, you're never going to amount to anything unless you do your own thing. And Huck's like, all you care about is being a lieutenant. You don't give a shit about.
I thought Normad even took a dig about that's why your lady left you. I thought they started that early, but
they might have.
I might have missed that.
I don't know. But she's like, all right, Rick, you go right. Huck, you go left. I'll stay here.
Yeah, he actually, Normad, backs up about a dozen miles.
Right, because he's a coward.
Yeah, so he's way off in the distance, gets out his little megaphone or whatever the fuck those are called.
Yeah, it's a megaphone.
Yeah. Hey,
bullhorn.
Blowhorn. We got you surrounded. Why don't you come out with all that good, sweet, sweet Coke? So Iggy Pop, he's fucking tripping balls here. So he is fucking grinding his teeth. He's got his gun ready, and we see the guys like they're a fucking carnival game. They pop out of these windows. One shoots
it's like whack-a-mole.
Yeah, throws a door open.
But I think Rick just takes out two of them.
Yes.
But Iggy, he's on another planet. He's got some P2P running through his veins.
Oh my god.
So he shoots Huck in the gut.
Yeah.
Huck is like, oh, get over it. Fucking Normad doesn't even give a shit. He's like dying. And he's like, shut up. You're giving away your position.
Did you guys do it? Did you get him? You got that sweet Coke?
Yeah, I think Rick finally hits Iggy.
Yeah.
I think Rick had killed everybody.
Rick does kill everybody because Rick is the star of the show. Again, I believe this is John De Hart's way of saying the action stars aren't really the action star.
So Rick, he finally comes up to, he's consoling his best friend Hawk.
Yeah.
And then I think Normad showed up. You fucked up again, didn't you, Finney? That's all you ever do.
It takes Normad a while to show up because he's got to run in from a mile.
Right. And so Rick, he's not standing for that shit. He immediately knees Normad in the nuts.
Yeah. He's like saying, oh, well, we lost one guy, but we secured all the Coke. And he's like, hey, man, I don't know what you're talking about. This is my best friend, Hawk. I die for this man.
He's a good cop, man.
Oh.
And then he's like, oh, you need me in the nuts. And he kills over.
Normad's like, I'll see that you get fired from the force for this one.
Cut to...
I think Rick says, I'll do you one better.
Probably.
We don't know what that means because we cut to Rick and...
Rick working on his katas.
Doing some time traveling here.
Yeah, this is a scene that obviously was... There were some fill-in scenes that were filmed in 2007. This is obviously one of them because, as you pointed out, Griff, he's wearing a bandana to cover his balding head up because he's 15 years older.
Yes.
So he's got the fucking, baldana on.
Yeah.
And he's got his fucking karate gi, and he's hitting the bags.
He's got a beautiful covered porch. He's, like, in the mountains. It's a good shot,
Right. Pointless, but good.
Pointless, but good. It was clearly filler. I mean, this movie is maybe 84 minutes long.
No, it's like an hour 40. He could have cut this.
How
very
did he
simply.
make it feel so wonderful?
Because fucking fuck.
Wings.
So, and then he cuts to a scene. He's got a fucking white miniature poodle wearing a karate black belt, and he's feeding it like butter off a spoon.
It was butter on a plastic spoon.
So he's making the dog like on his tippy toes, like walk around.
It was clearly a home video that he. You know what, Murray? I know about this. John asked me not to tell anybody, but you know what? Our podcast needs the numbers, so I'm gonna tell everybody about it. So John was going through a little bit of a hard time. Tinder didn't exactly exist yet. The dating apps. Right. They were still doing those mail-in VHS tapes.
That makes perfect sense.
So what he was trying to do is show off what a man he was. He's doing the katas and everything. But he's also showing off what a sweet side he has. He's got a dancing poodle that is also a martial artist. We didn't know about butter and the effects it has on dogs and killing them almost instantly. So, it's good incentive for the dog.
Butter kills dogs?
Yeah, man. Butter kills dogs.
Oh, God.
Gotta be careful.
Okay.
So that's where that came from. But he's even calling to the dog, like, "All right, poo poo, do your
the poodle."
I can't remember what his name was, but he's calling to it. It is a home video.
Yeah, it is.
It's a home video.
And so let's not talk about it anymore. 1 year later, I don't think this is a court case. I think this is an internal affairs
Yeah, it is. It is, but it's all held in the same courtroom and everything.
They only have one set.
John has maybe 5 sets for the whole movie, which is not new to our realm of work.
Right, yeah. So we got, I guess, apparently, Normad, he remembered that need of the nuts. So he's set to ruin the character of our heroes, Huck and Rick.
Yes.
So he's just he's laying it out. I saw those guys. They were these drug dealers, and they wanted that sweet good shit cocaine.
And as I was discussing the plan with them, I look over at Finney, and his eyes are red, brother.
No, his eyes are like dilated. Like they're on drugs or something.
Now hold on right there. That is not circumstantial evidence. I will hear no more of your hearsay.
And fucking Huck is fuming. He's keeping it under control. So then I saw Sir Finney get a matchbook. And he did like a MacGyver. He rolled the matchbook up into a thing like a straw. And he snorted up that good shit. And that's the last, no pun intended, that's the last straw.
I just like that the judge, after telling him no more of your circumstantial, bullshit evidence, just what you are telling me you saw, he hears this and he's like, motherfuck. That is cocaine to a T. Rolling up, MacGyver, I know all about that.
And Huck, as you would, loses his shit. Yeah, fucking bullshit. And the guy's like, order in the court. Take that man away.
So the guards come out to grab Huck, and Huck at this point is full ACAB. He starts wailing the officers. He's fucking just driving them right in the gut. They're falling over, puking on themselves, but Huck gets grabbed. It was 5 against 1. So,
right.
And Rick is not going to help him with that.
Rick, as he says later in the movie, any day above ground's a good day. He's very zen about shit. He doesn't lose his shit like Huck does.
I'm going to make a little cocaine reference here. He likes to keep his nose clean.
Does. So we cut to who knows later. They're kicked off the force. They don't go to jail. They just get kicked off the force. And so they're sharing a house. And we see Rick in his great fucking USA sweats.
Oh, boy. This is something that, like, if people are familiar with, Menachem and Yarum.
Yoram, yeah.
Like, they have that one picture of them, like, hanging out by a pool, and they're wearing the jumpsuits.
Yeah.
It was like that, but it was sweat instead of windbreaker.
Right.
Yeah. Beautiful red, white, and blue USA. That's why we believe there's a connection with jocks.
Right. Because apparently, once his jock was a kickboxing exhibition at the Olympics, even though we don't have kickboxing in the Olympics. We also don't, as far as I know, we have archery, but we don't have crossbowery. Bowery. Is that what it's called? Crossbowery?
Crossbowery, yeah.
So our man, Rick, he's practicing crossbow. Back to foreshadow. That'll come up later on.
Yeah.
But he's missing barely
Barely.
the bullseye. And then our man Huck, he's just on a bender. He shows up. He's like, ugh.
He's like, you can tell he started a slide. He was in that, tightwad world of being a cop, and now he's really relaxing himself. He's coming really zen. You said Rick zen. Huck is becoming super zen. And so
but that's his journey that he goes on through the movie.
The character development here for one character in the movie is fascinating.
Right.
So he Huck goes up to the target. I was going to call him Wings. Huck goes up to the target, and he's like, you see here, man? You're hitting it around the perimeter, but you're not hitting it. And he penetrates the bullseye, and he's like, you got to hit it right here, man. And Rick's like, well, I don't know about that. Rick, is that a frog you got in your pocket there? Come on, man. Oh, it was because he was shitting on him about Cindy.
Yes, he brings well, first, he shows him how it's done. He just shoots dead bullseye with a shotgun.
He's got a shotgun in his car that he just he's a cop, man. Of course, he just keeps a shotgun on the passenger seat. Pulls it, shoots from the hip, bullseye.
He goes, that's how it's done.
And Rick is just like, oh, there, buddy. You have another beer.
Yeah, he does. He's like, you're out of control. Here's another beer. And then then there's a little like friendly ball busting where he brings up the fact that this is why you got dumped by Cindy. He's like, hey, we agreed to go on a break, bro.
Yeah. She just said that she needs to kind of find herself, and it was mutual. It was mutual.
So we're learning some backstory. We're learning he's got a lady named Cindy, and she's the daughter of Laney, who's now the employer of both Huck and Rick, even though apparently Rick gets most of the jobs because Huck is drunk most of the time and unreliable. So he's like, Huck's kind of complaining. He's like, man, Laney's giving you all the jobs, man. Like, I need some money. Yeah. I got alimony. I got all this shit.
I got to pay for a house.
And he's like, well, hey, maybe I just do it better.
I'm clearly the number one guy.
Apparently, Laney, she's got her finger in a lot of pots. She owns the club. She's got a limousine service.
Dude, she's got all their things.
She's got a landscaping business going on. She's got a nail salon. She's got it all.
It's Hollywood. She was clearly doing some kind of Dolly Parton lookalike kind of thing going on there, too.
So, like...
we got to cut to Rick.
Well, Rick's like, speaking of which, I got to go pick up some...
Yep.
There's a prom tonight. I got to go pick up some
He's got to get out of those sweats and into his leather.
And so we cut to it. Yeah, he's driving. He's got these obnoxious, as you'd expect, prom night. They're all drunk for the first time probably in their life.
Teenagers.
And they're all being rowdy, and he ain't having it. He's just fucking upset.
It's two couples, so two guys, two girls. And they're getting a little frisky in the
Fabio
backseat.
Jr. is in there.
Fabio Jr.'s in there. We got one calling out to Beavis. A nice little Beavis and Butthead call.
Very timely, 93.
Very timely.
Very hot reference.
But then, like, a kerchief hits Rick in the face. He's like, whoa, ho, 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 I hope you keep your guys' clothes back there. I don't want any of that business.
Well, he's kind of like grumbling. He's just
he is.
He's like grumbling to himself. And then like, hey, man, we all got to take a fucking piss, man. And the girl's like, I got to take a dump. So he's like, pull over here. He's like, whatever you say. You pull over. Kids get out to take a dump.
All four of them.
He's like, here's your kerchief to wipe your ass. And he just peels out. And he drops the fuck. We're talking about great one-liners. Adiosi, Bella Lugosi. And he just takes off.
And he closed down the set because everybody could not get over their laughter after that.
Right. He's an actor, comedian. He can do it. He can do comedy and tragedy.
So him and his beautiful fingerless gloves head back home. And we got, what's going on at home? We got Finn. Excuse me, Huck.
Huck, yes.
Yeah. You didn't like it when I put Finn in the notes.
Yes, I did.
So Huck is sitting there. He's ironing his pants. He's watching the soaps. Which
Got his fucking cowboy hat and cowboy shirt on.
Yep. He's got his best friend, his real best friend, because he actually listens.
Right.
Sam, who is a
mannequin dressed up like an Indian.
Yes.
Native American.
American. Oh,
and
man.
he's just like he's invested in this like Dallas. I think he's watching because it's Cowboy Night.
That's a good point.
And Rick's like, "Oh man, I just had the worst night. I'm gonna hit the hay."
Oh no, he's cracking a beer. He's like, "Oh man, I am looking forward to this cold one." Oh, you gotta drink that fast because we gotta get down to the bar.
Gotta get down to Laney's. It's Cowboy Night.
Cowboy Night. Oh, what are we gonna do there? Dance. We're gonna dance. Wait, we're not going to dance, are we? The two of us! No, we're not going to dance. But there's going to be dancing. We're going to go. Come on, man. Let's get ready. He's already in his letters. He's ready to go. He's just got to get his cowboy hat.
Right, he does.
All he got to do. And take off his stupid fucking fingerless gloves.
So we cut to the bar, Laney's. And Cindy just happens to be there in her best drum majorette outfit.
Oh,
I don't know what the fuck she's wearing.
Beautiful description there. Beautiful. It's got the red. It's like the velvety red. And
with like the little piping across the front.
Yeah,
it's a drum majorette
gold
jacket.
Piping.
Yeah.
Oh man, like the cut. There's like the triangle cut. It's so majorette.
So this is our first seeing of Cindy. I want to point out, played by Miss April 1978, Playboy Playmate Pamela Bryant. Her turn-ons are sincere, uninhibited people. That sounds like Rick to me. Good music. Really sounds like Rick to me.
Holy shit.
The beach at sunrise. Bingo.
Holy shit.
Traveling and good friends. Well, he's not a good friend.
They travel all across California.
Yes, but Rick's not a good friend.
Yeah, we know for a fact.
They're turn-offs. Insensitive, shallow people. Jealous, possessive men, which Rick is totally not possessive.
Nope, not at all. I don't know. Huck is a little jealous.
And unwanted advice and opinions, which we learn later. Rick doesn't want to give any advice to anything. He doesn't want to hear anybody's problem. So yes, this is he probably like stalked her. He's like, I got to get this woman was made for this role.
He might, yeah, that might have been it.
So God. There's a little awkwardness because they haven't seen each other in 3 months because she disappeared for 3 months.
Yeah.
And she's just like, oh yeah, I got away. I had to get away, get my head cleared. And that sounds pretty interesting.
Wings of excuse me, Huck comes in. Hey, beer buddy? Yeah, buddy. I'll have a beer. Beer buddy. Another one of those wings just letting it fly, and then John De Hart trying to just react to it. Hit the smile on his face tells me that was completely like off the cuff because he was so delighted.
Well, he had for some reason a half-filled beer mug. He just walked in and he had one.
Oh my God, the volumes of drinks that they had here because they do a zoom in on Rick talking to Cindy, right. And he's got a full beer and a shot in front of him, which Wings gives God damn it, Huck gives him in like a minute. It's all over the place.
Right.
But Wings goes off to dance with the girl. I did it again. Huck goes off to dance with the girl.
We know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Huck goes off to dance with the girl, and Rick's got to talk a little bit more to Cindy.
Right.
Hey, you've been gone for months. Your mom hasn't even seen her. I've been keeping your mom company, close company, a little too close for comfort. But what's the deal?
And she's just like, I had to get away to get my head clear. She's like very like elusive. She doesn't, something's wrong. You can detect.
Oh yeah, she's twitching.
She's like, well, I heard you got fired.
Oh no, you'll never change for me, and I know that. So what's the point? Why are you trying to make something? Why are you trying to rekindle an old fire? He's like, well, I got news for you. I have changed. I quit the force.
And she's like, oh yeah. And she's like, I heard you got fired. Well, whatever.
Adios, Bella Lugosi.
Meanwhile, I just want to point out they're like in a broke down Dave & Buster's. It's like there's like all these video games in the background, and then all of a sudden you hear the sweet sounds. You know what? Let's play a little of this while we're talking about it.
Yeah. I'll put on that nice little intro.
And then immediately everybody's eyes lights up. Hawk, Cindy's, and they're like, Rick, this is your song. Come on, please, Rick, please sing.
You can tell that Rick is going through like the Dave Chappelle, I'm Rick James pitch kind of thing here, where he's just like, everywhere I go, people are asking me to to sing this song, and I just don't know. But
I don't know if I'm not feeling it.
Seeing Cindy there has given him new. He's like, well, if I'm gonna put on my A game, might as well put on my A game for Cindy.
So I just want to point out, I wrote in our notes, leather on leather perfection. Rick's got the black leather pants. He's got the baggy 90s brown leather jacket. Got the fucking cowboy hat. Got the snakeskin boots. And he's ready to rock. And so are you, because we're going to listen to a little bit of the shimmy slide.
Everybody's doing the shimmy and the slide. Oh, you're on fire when I grab you by the hand. The waist is moving with the rhythm of the band. I swell up as you take me for a ride. Come on, pretty baby, let's do the shimmy slide.
This shit is fascinating.
I have 2 words, hot and damn.
I have 3 words. Fuck Simon Cowell. Because this man should have won American Idol. He should have won.
This song was so great. Remember, this is the 90s. Line dancing was hot. So people just immediately start line dancing.
I love that John had the interviewer asked John about that. He's like, what was with the line dancing? He's like, well, here's the thing. We wanted to get some dancers out there. I was supposed to be out there, but my back was tweaked that day. So, I...
So that explains why he's so fucking stiff in this
All
scene.
he's doing is he's rotating his torso just ever so slightly. And, of course, he's doing a little bit of bopping, too. Yeah, just a little bit. Oh, and he does not hammer home any of, the hard points of the song. Just... Oh, it's wonderful. It's beautiful. You can actually find this on YouTube. So if you want a real trailer of this movie, look up the Shimmy Slide. So he actually did talk about how the line dancing came to be, and he's like, yeah, we had some people on set, and we got one of them was a choreographer. So he put us together that little dance, and they went out and did it, and there we go.
I remember that. Line dancing, for whatever reason, was hot as shit at this time. So it's very timely. That fits, along with Beavis. This fits.
It was beautiful. And so everybody, this bar, we got this prude-looking bitch, Becky. You can tell her name's Becky.
Well, she's loving the shimmy slide.
She's loving it. You got everyone else loving it in the bar. People are stamping along, pounding the table along with the beat. Everybody gets it. It's the whitest music, and all the white people get it. And
they're not on the beat, but they're getting.
Yeah, they're close. They're kind of close.
Yeah.
But then, Murray, we get the cut to Cindy, and she's got a goblet of a fucking wine glass. I get why she has a goblet, though, because we're going to get into some of her past later, where she was for those few months. So she goes to drink it, but she, much like our dear president who has problem drinking out of glasses, she lifts it up and struggles, and she's reaching for it with her mouth and sticking her tongue out. She has to pull out her right hand to tip the glass over so she can. And even still, she's got the wide mouth, and she's almost struggling to.
They're probably going to do the love scene later that day, and she's probably preparing herself.
You know what? That's probably it. She was loosening her throat to just swallow, and that wasn't water; it was vodka. But behind her, Murray.
Yes, behind her.
A very sketchy crew is coming in.
Right. We get a guy named Scar. Appropriately, he has a scar on his face.
Yes, yes. This is also 93, so Lion King just came out, so they were trying to hit that audience.
Yes. We get Fabio, who's super hot in the 90s, too.
Yes, his name was Simba.
Then we get a guy with, bleach blonde hair. I don't know what was up with that, and, the dark sideburns.
Yeah.
Goatee. And another guy. And they're a very sketchy crew. And they surround. First, they kind of recognize Cindy. I don't know what was going on.
I didn't get this at all.
But we know there's something going on. They're checking her out. She's checking them out. And we're like, oh, these guys are bad. These guys, Corn Pop probably runs with these guys because these are some bad dudes.
Dude, yeah. And so, they just kind of hit the bar and they're just surveying the scene. Rick's song finishes up, and he, of course, he's going to finish that up with a good old hot damn.
Was it hot damn? Yes, you had a little too much feeling. It was more like hot damn.
Hot damn. I don't.
And so the guys, I think they go. They're about ready to kidnap Cindy.
Well, what happens is
do they go to they call Normad? Is that what they do? They call somebody.
I'm helping you out here. I'm going to help you out here. So they're still just surveying the scene. We get Rick. He hops off the stage. He's sweating profusely because of all that tight-ass leather and everything.
And all that dancing
all that shimmy sliding he was doing. He goes over to meet up with Cindy and her mom and Lainey.
Lainey, who you could tell she's one of those ladies who's probably was pretty hot in her 20s. It will not give it up. So she's dressing very inappropriately for her age.
Again, Dolly Parton outfit. She's got like a really short skirt on, pulled really high up, and then like a jacket that was like really tight around the waist.
She had
and
cowboy boots on.
Tits popping out.
And she looked like she fucked her face up with plastic surgery.
Big time.
And so it's kind of sad.
Yeah. We even get a shot of what Huck's been doing. He's like in the back over the quarters machine, just smoking, drinking,
smiling, grinning ear to ear,
just surveying the scene. Just like I'm so happy. Like he is so happy with where his life is. He's happy with who he is.
I think he's not even that. He's not. I don't think he's happy with his life at all. I think he's happy because he's a good friend. He's happy seeing his friend rocking the house and possibly getting back together with the love of his life.
I believe if we talked about the virtual reality version of this movie. Of course, you're not going to see it from Rick's perspective because fuck Rick. We're going to see it from Wing's perspective. That's exactly what we're going to see. We're going to see him looking at Cindy, just grinning ear to ear, and like him looking over at Rick and realizing these two, they're going to get back together. Everything's going to work out.
Right.
It's beautiful. So Rick again joining Cindy and Lainey, and you think that the song's all over, but it starts right back up again.
Because we needed somebody, because Rick couldn't, because he had a bad back, he couldn't demonstrate what the shimmy slide really is.
Oh.
So we need a stripper.
Oh.
So we get a stripper, and then we mentioned that prude earlier with her friend, and she's
Yep.
like, "Oh my God, Becky, look at her butt. It's so flat." Because this lady has the flattest 80s butt we've ever seen. And that was the most offensive thing to me.
The friend who's just like watching this with
Baby
her,
got flat. Doom, 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 doom,
she's
doom.
loving it. She's like, "Oh, come on, it's a good time." Besides, I went into your apartment earlier and put your toys away.
And she's like, crazier shit happens every weekend at your place. Oh,
Yeah.
no, it doesn't.
Oh my God, that time we had 5 guys over, Cornette in the corner.
And she's like, this is disgusting. I'm going to call the police.
Oh.
So like a fucking Killjoy, she just,
She runs over to pick up the phone, and she's going to straight up call the fucking police on these
she's
people.
like, I think there's a black man here. Get over here fast. And they're like,
Oh,
there's no.
Jesus.
This is a country bar. There's no black people here. But she knows that'll get the cops.
Not even
running.
Darius Rucker's allowed. So this is where we cut back over to our sketchy crew.
That's why the cops show up 1 minute later. Because, yeah.
So we do get a scene of Lainey.
She did technically say African American man,
That's
so
true.
it's not racist.
Black American, you mean?
Yes, Black American. There's a half Korean, half Black American man in here.
No,
looking at me.
Murray, you did it again. Half Vietnamese.
No, I got it right.
Oh, you're right.
Yes.
You're right.
Yeah,
That's right.
I got scolded.
I got
by
it
that.
backwards.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that we look over at Lady. And Rick is just like, oh man, she's got a peer on her, and Lainey is just like, fuck yeah, Lainey.
Well, she hired her. Of course she
Lainey
does. She knows her
loved it.
business.
She is so progressive, though.
Right.
We've talked about the businesses she owns, and she's fucking bringing out these up and coming actresses
Right.
who
everybody's having a good time, but Karen in the
Karen.
corner on the phone.
So we slowly pan over from there. She's on one side of the bar. We go over to this other side of the bar where our sketchy crew. They're all ordering their drinks. They're sitting there. They're just being thugs at the bar. And that hot waitress shows up, and, she's just wearing, like, a wife beater, and, she's got no bra on. And so they're like, why aren't you on stage, toots? And she's like, because I have a brain. Fuckers.
Wow, more progressiveness.
So the gang is getting a little feisty now, and they really start to look over at Cindy.
I think one of them made a call to somebody. I think they recognize Cindy because they've been looking for her.
I think they recognize Cindy at this point because they're like, we need to go talk to this lady. So they go over to really discuss with her, and that's when Rick is like, well, I gotta tell you, I don't like kindly to strangers. I have no idea.
I don't like the fact that you're not wearing leather. And they go, this is cowboy night. Why aren't you just like cowboys?
Where are your cowboy boots? Where is your hat?
Yeah, so they're ready. They're like, come on, Toots, you're coming with us. And they're like, hey there, buddy. Hold on there. Don't you touch that lady. And they're like, what are you going to do about it? Then Huck immediately, because Huck's just dying for a fight. He's so fucking pissed off about the way his life is going.
I mean, yeah.
So he just fucking cold cocks one of the dudes. I think, does Rick do anything? Does he just stand back?
Rick takes out Scar, who is the saddest motherfucking fighter I've ever seen.
He's like the same age as Rick. He's
Yeah.
like 50-something.
Rick is a terrible fighter. And by the way, if you listen to the interview, he's a wonderful fighter. No. We've seen demonstration after demonstration in this
Only
movie.
black belt in his house belongs to his dog.
Bingo.
Okay.
Bingo. So, yeah, you're dead on. He fights Scar. It's the saddest fight ever. And then Huck is just... He's grabbing people. He's kneeing them. It looked like a fucking job fest for the Young Bucks. He's just having so much fun. He's backflipping off the fucking pinball machine. And like you called earlier, the police are showing up, and Huck is finishing off one of the guys by dumping beer all over his body. Yeah. He's calling out. I forget what he was. Do you remember what Huck was yelling at him?
I don't know. He was just ready to kill.
Dude was unconscious on the ground. He's pouring beer on him. He's like, "Do you want to get back up? Do you want a little more of this?"
And the cops finally come in. They break it up, and they're like, "Hey there, those guys started the fight." All right, so they were just going to take Huck.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Those guys started the fight. I had nothing to do with it." And then they're like, "Okay, we'll take these guys too." So they haul them off. So 5 hours later.
Yes, I like that they mentioned. See, again, I didn't like Neil Breen, his time and space. Even Miami Connection had me a little lost at times, but John De Hart, bless his heart, is like, I gotta let the audience know it's been 5 hours.
Whoa.
Because I was questioning why he was in the same clothes. Laney's in the same clothes, you know.
He didn't fit up that well because we get a stock footage of like the outside of a police precinct.
And it's daylight.
Yeah. But anyway, we won't harp on that. So him and Laney show up to bail out Huck, and they're waiting on the bail bondsman. First of all, like, this is they had to put the deed to her house up for a bail for a bar fight?
Bar fight, yes.
They probably would just let a guy go and wouldn't even let anything. They'd be like, just go. But no, this bail bondsman, who obviously is big in community theater, so he says this is his shot to shine. So he really gives it his all in this role.
Oh, he loves this scene. He fucking loves it.
Yeah.
We get a little bit of background on Huck via this man. Yeah. Because they're like, yeah, our friend, his name is Henry Huck Finney. And he's like, no shit, I recognize that name.
Is he a cop?
Yeah,
he used to be, yeah.
That's right. And then his ex-wife divorced his ass.
I don't know about that. I mean, he is my best friend, but I don't know what's going on with him.
God, you're so right about it. I already
love it. Was he married? And he's like, yeah, his wife took him to the cleaners.
She was a total bitch. And I hear afterwards, he went fucking crazy. He's a wild man.
Well, that sounds like our huckster. And he's like, well, give me the deed to your house and we'll get him out of here.
Just a couple of signatures and your fucking blood is all I need.
So they bring out Huck, and Huck is still indignant. He's just like, oh, fuck these guys. And he's like, I just want to tell you guys, your accommodations suck.
Oh, my God. And the cops, the poor cop who's just signing him out, he's just like, all right, tickets, please. And Rick takes special offense to that.
Yeah, Rick got pot calling the kettle black with this line.
Yeah.
He pulls out a quarter, flips it at him, hey, here's a quarter. Go buy yourself a personality. And it's like, really? You're going to tell someone to buy a personality?
I'm sure he was like, man, I wish Cindy were here to see that one, to see how tough I am.
Got him.
Got him. I like that a lot. Got him.
So, cut to, we're at Cindy and Rick are back together, man. They're rekindling the flames.
All it took was the shimmy slide.
All it takes is the finest Italian meal at Vinny's.
Vinny's, which I thought it was a Mexican restaurant.
I thought it was, well, I don't know. I said the guy's name was Vinny.
There's sombreros everywhere, and they're eating chips. Murray.
That makes perfect sense for this movie. Because the guy's name was Vinny, and I thought he was Italian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was putting on an Italian
I got
accent.
the finest Italiano-Mexican food. You want some lasagna in a burrito? You come to me.
Oh,
So Rick is holding court. Fucking, like, he's got the biggest fans. I mean, Rick drops, like, fucking Dane Cook, eat your heart out. Rick is dropping these lines. They're so good. I'm like, we got to dust off the fucking. Golden Globes Theater becomes Golden Globes Playhouse because we have to get in on it. We're so inspired by this movie. We have to, like, do some acting.
The only way to really understand a character is to be the character. We're method.
Right.
Me and Mario are method as fuck.
Yes.
All right?
So we're going to give you a little taste of the hilarious jokes Rick was dropping on Vinny. So I will be playing the role of Rick in this scene. Griff will be playing Vinny. So let's start this, Rick. Let's start you, Rick. Start this, Griff. Or Vinny, should I say.
Ah, Rick, do you have any new jokes for me?
You know I always got a new joke for you, Vin. Got a physician joke for you. This very attractive young lady goes to a doctor for a checkup. Doctor says, "Hey, gotta disrobe." She says, "I'm very shy. Can you turn the lights off?" He says, "Okay." He turns the lights off. She takes her clothes off and she says, "Doctor, where should I put them?" He says, "Right over there on top of mine."
That was very good.
It's quite a profession. Oh, I got another one for you, Vin.
Oh.
Another doctor joke. Pick on Dr. Day. This guy with a duck on his head, he goes to a doctor, and the doctor says, "Can I help you?" And the duck says, "Yeah, get this guy off my ass."
That one was good, too. You always have a good joke.
And scene.
Oh, my God. I was
Where you guys, we'll give you guys a few moments to compose yourself, because I know you're laughing hysterically right now from those jokes.
We're gonna
Much like Pamela was, Cindy, which I brought this up before we recorded. We're singing the praises of Wings, but goddamn, Pamela Bryant pulls off a hell of a role where she actually makes it look like she's into Rick.
I don't know if she was smoking a lot of weed for these scenes, but she does look kind of happy to be there. Look.
She's hysterical. Like, he's telling me sexist jokes. Like, it's so great.
Oh my God!
Even fucking Vinny's like, "Yeah, these are great jokes."
Yeah,
yeah.
Vinny is just like comfortable. Like, oh, why don't I get you another basket of chips or breadsticks?
You
What do
need
I
chips
serve
and
you?
some marinara. He's like,
perfect.
And he's just like fucking, he's while we're composing ourselves from cracking up, we get this. Tamara shows up.
Hello, my name is Tamara, and here I have my camera.
You're like, got a great pair of lungs on you there, Tamara. Do you sing anywhere else?
Well, I do. Over at Park Avenue.
Oh, well, I heard about that. It's the hottest club in Orlando.
Yeah.
'Cause Dragon Sound plays there, I think.
I opened up for them last week.
Oh, it's pretty good.
Thank you.
So he's just like cock of the walk. Everyone's eating on the palm of his hands, nachos, and
or breadsticks. Who knows? Who
and
knows?
like you can just see like Cindy's just melting. She's like, "This is the man I fell in love with. Why did I ever leave this guy?"
Okay, Murray, big old fat fucking question for you here.
Okay.
They had history. They were dating prior to this recent encounter. So why is it we know, they're acting like they're kind of meeting for the first time?
Because he never listens to any of his fucking friends or, like, loved ones.
This is a good point. Oh, my God.
So this is, like, the perfect date night. They're, they're back together.
Yeah.
Those jokes sealed the deal.
They have, like, a nice pizza nacho supper.
Beautiful. Mamma mia.
Mamma mia.
So we cut to the next day. I guess they're in a what do you call it? Swing thing.
Yeah, gondola.
Okay.
I don't think that's it.
No, I don't
but
think
let's
either.
go. It's a swing.
It's like an outdoor swing.
Porch swing.
Porch swing, but it's not on a porch.
But it's not a porch. It's in the woods.
It's in the woods.
Got a nice picnic basket.
And she finally feels comfortable enough to reveal what she's been doing for the past 3 months.
Of course, Rick does not ask her about
He's
this.
staring at a butterfly flying around.
Oh, gee, look at that, a butterfly. And he slowly, she is wearing a dress that is very short. It's like a tennis dress. The tennis skirts they wear where it's like every time they hit the ball, it's flipped up and you're looking at a butt. She is wearing the tiniest dress. It's barely going down her leg. And Rick is just slowly going further and further towards the end zone. That's a Rick joke for you. And she's finally like, have I told you where I've been for the last 5 months?
She knows to get Rick to pay attention, you have to talk about him first. So she's like, "Are you still doing that acting?"
I thought she did her. No, she did her story first.
She did her story first
to diffuse the situation.
Okay.
She
Okay.
was like, "I know, he doesn't care. I'll make this about him because I want to fuck him." So
okay, so then,
yeah, it starts out, and I don't know why you ever left you. Well, I got to tell you, I had to really figure some things out. You know, when Rick leaves your life. You're in ruins. Like I don't know if you realize this, but you are the sun and stars. What is the fucking Dothraki thing? My sun and moon.
something like that.
It was straight.
Don't
out.
know what you got till he's gone.
Yeah,
basically.
Exactly. And so she starts talking. Well, when you left, I got really into the stuff. Hard.
The good stuff. The
good
shit.
stuff. The gumming, the snorting, the matchbox,
the straw making,
the red eye,
the dilations.
Everything Normad explained earlier, she's bringing back up. So Normad clearly knows what he's talking about.
Well, yeah, we'll learn why. Because she's like, first it was just some good, clean fun, just getting high as fuck, you know, fucking strangers for drugs.
Skinny dipping, getting fucked on tables.
And then it got really serious and dark. I fell into the wrong crowd, Rick. I fell into a coven, a satanic coven.
A coven? Well, I don't know about no covens, but I know about a coven. Another Rick joke, man. He's fucking.
He's always trying to like loosen the tension up. He's just, you know.
No, that's all he listens for is like, where can I slip in a new joke? Or his dick.
Well, because he's looking for that next joke to tell Vinny.
I gotta imagine
he always has a new joke for Vinny, so he's constantly workshopping.
Rick is probably, John De Hart is probably working towards like being on Seinfeld. He wants to be a bit character on Seinfeld. He wants to be the next dentist.
He should have been
soup Nazi or something. He wanted that so bad.
So we cut to a scene, a satanic cult scene. I want to say, look, I grew up in the 80s. I've been a part of many a satanic ritual. Very accurate setting. They have the upside-down crosses.
Yep.
They have the outdoor address letter, like numbers you put on your house that says 666.
On a podium.
Yeah, we got people in robes. We got candles.
And, of course,
very accurate.
I'm a church boy, of course. You know, I love the Lord. I praise him every day. I get down on my knees and I praise him, and he sprays his salvation all over my face.
Are you sure that's the Lord? That's not the priest?
I can't remember.
Are you going to reveal something to us now? Then I'm going to make jokes about it?
I'm going to have my own reveal later. So, Murray, you know, when we're in the church, we do our holy graces, our amens and shit. What do you do in a satanic? Like, what's your amen? What's your, I praise him moment?
Well, we say it in this voice, because this is when you first thing you hear is this voice, "We love you, Satan.
We love you, Satan."
So I'm like, wait, I recognize that voice. That sounds like a certain lieutenant that wants to throw good cops under the bus.
As the audience, we of course get to see. I don't even think he had a hood on.
I think he did. It's William Smith, Normad,
but he still got his fucking shades on. And they're the most obvious shades ever. They're like Elvis shades, if you will.
And he's like, "We love you, Satan. We're gonna do the best thing we can do for Satan: kill a nice young fat baby.
We love you, Satan."
And then that's where Cindy was fine with all the "we love you, Satans," but she draws the line of baby sacrifice.
Yeah.
So she loses her shit. Or maybe she's just coming down. I don't even know. Maybe she doesn't know where she is. But she just starts screaming, "Shut that broad up! No! I hate it when some broad's screaming when I'm trying to kill a baby." And they grab her and they tie her to a whipping post.
Oh, it looked like a spot for AEW because she's being dubbed in this scene because you can't even make out, you know, it's just a blonde white woman. And she backs up. She says no one's touching her, but she starts backing up with her hands behind her back.
She knows the deal. She's been here before.
Towards the reverse crucifix that they're going to tie her to, which I guess they could put her arms behind it.
It was just a post. I don't think you needed
it was just a post?
cross. Yeah.
Okay.
It was post strictly for that. Sometimes you never know. Some people might freak out, so you got to have that post there.
Okay.
First time you freak out. Next time you're like, okay, I get it. It's
okay.
Cool.
So of course they got the baby. They're bringing out. Everyone's just cheering. I love you, Satan.
We love you, Satan.
Hail Satan.
Hail Satan.
And then they just like focus in on this sweet baby, and then we get out. This is where we could see any of the sick shit that these fucking people get up to. You want to know what they get up to? Go on YouTube and look at the Geraldo special on Satanism from the 80s. They'll tell you everything.
Geraldo, you're a fucking... You see, at my church, we love Geraldo Rivera. His mustache alone is why I grew my mustache. But the work he did against Satanists...
He stopped Satanism dead in its tracks.
I praise him.
Too bad he wasn't there for Cindy. But you know who is there for Cindy? Or maybe he's not there for Cindy.
I mean, he's...
Rick. Rick's like, whoa, that's some crazy wild stuff there.
He's working all the way up the dress to this point and cupping one of her boobs.
And she, like... As usual, as you would expect somebody who just revealed a very traumatic event, they're not in the mood for fucking. So she tries to switch the topics because she knows Rick is all he thinks about is Rick.
Yeah,
she's like, "Are you still acting?"
Oh my god! If I want to get laid tonight, I need to switch gears. Are you still acting?
I still audition from here and then, but people don't get me.
Are you still going there and doing your Shakespeare?
Do you want to hear my Shakespeare, please? Do you wanna? Please.
Like Rick would beg.
He does.
He does?
Yes. He goes, just one.
So the version we have, that was really Mr. Mackey. Mr. Mackey really came out of that one.
Okay.
So, oh my God.
There's many cuts of this movie.
Yes, thank you.
And they should all be on a Blu-ray. Are you listening to me, whoever puts out Blu-rays? Fortunately, we get the cut down abbreviated because he does the entire famous Hamlet soliloquy, to be or not to be. He does the entire thing. We get the fucking Cliff Note version, thankfully. Yeah. So, are we going to listen to any of that?
Murray, of course we're going to pipe that in. So, people, I don't know if we've heard Rick talk at this point. We heard him sing.
Yeah.
Let's listen to him talk so you know what me and Murray, we're pretty much nailing his voice. Maybe not me, but Murray probably.
Want to hear it once? Just once, for old time's sake?
I'd love to.
To be or not to be, that is the question. Whether it is nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, and thus the native hue of resolution is sicklied, or by the pale cast of thought. And enterprises of great pitch and moment with this regard, their currents turn awry and lose the name of action.
Bravo!
Wow. I mean, Murray, I'll be honest. I a long time ago dated a lit nerd, and when I told her, Shakespeare's fine, but I don't really care. Now I care. Rick made me care. I really get it.
You finally get it. That's what a great actor does. Because some people, it's just words. It's hard to if you don't know Shakespeare, it's hard to read it. But when you hear a great actor recite it, you feel the words and you get it.
And thankfully, there's not going to be a drought in the Hollywood Hills tonight because Cindy, oh boy, oh boy.
As Gina Gershon from the classic Alfred Justice would say, to paraphrase her, she's getting it wet. She can still get it wet.
She can still get it.
And so we cut to that nice fireside my God. As we pointed out, I could just see the mind of John De Hart. He's like, all right, man, he's editing right now. He's filming. He's like, this scene is pretty sexy. It's pretty hot, but I just need to amp it up. I got to get it hotter.
I imagine him unbuttoning a shirt right now, and he's just like, oh my God, it's getting so hot. And he looks over in the corner and sees his beautiful acoustic guitar, and he's like, I know just the thing to do. Just the thing to do.
So, not only do we get this so sensual scene, we get the soundtrack of John De Hart singing to himself fucking.
I mentioned it before, better than Truck Turner and Isaac Hayes did it. Better than Isaac Hayes did it in Truck Turner.
Well, you know why? Because Isaac Hayes needs to start over. Starting over.
What shall we drink to?
Starting over.
How about new beginnings? Let's hope they never end.
Sounds good to me.
Starting over.
Why did I ever let you slip away?
lying. Start over, you fool. It's easy to do. Don't lay at an ending. Get a hold of you. Walk towards the future and out of the past. And remember the good things in life. You know that sometimes last. Starting over means you've already.
You don't walk away from love.
What was it?
I can't remember. We tried to write down every line for that.
You don't walk away from love and thought it would be right.
Wow, that was like a really fucking upbeat. That was like an Elvis version. No, this is strong and sad or something. I don't sensual.
It's weird because it's a sad song. It's about no. I get it now because the relationship is starting over.
Like rekindling. I was saying they're trying to rekindle the fire. They're sitting in front of. First of all, that fire is too big for the house. Like they should have calmed that down. But their love is so strong. That's why.
It's a symbol of their love.
Yeah, exactly.
And so they need to cool down. So this is where Pamela earns her fucking money. Because there's like
Excuse me, she earns it in like 5 different scenes. But this is the first one. Yes. I don't know if this is the most. This one's rough. This one's rough.
He whips out the ice to cool her down and starts rubbing her nipples with it.
So we're looking at the fireplace in the background. We just see it behind John's left shoulder. He's like sitting crisscross applesauce, and he's got Cindy over his lap, and she's just got like a sheet covering her vagina.
I think she just had like a slip that she pulled down. I think that's what it was.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're seeing her breasts.
Bare breasts.
Just lit by a fire. It's a beautiful shot scene.
Yeah, it's a beautiful shot.
Beautiful shot. I think there was a little moonlight coming in too. Oh, so romantic.
That's really hard to get that natural lighting to work.
Exactly. The window, they had to basically blow away a whole wall to get that perfect moonlight in. And so Rick is just like, starting over. How do I make this sexier?
I put some ice on her nips, starting over. and she's like giving the greatest performance in the movie because it's like she's in ecstasy and she's about to vomit in real life.
And it is. You are right about that. All that champagne went right to her stomach, all that sugar. But she is like thriving, like she's doing like hip raises from off of his lap, and all he's doing awkwardly, he has a grin on his face, but thankfully he has that mustache to hide it. But I know because of my mustache, like I know when someone's got that toothy weird grin under their face, because and yeah, you just see him in this scene.
Well, he's got like a pair of ice tongs, and he's using it to rub on her nipples.
He won't even fucking touch ice himself. Like, he's that old where he's like, my skin's a little sensitive. I can't. That's where George R. R. Martin got this idea for Song of Fire and Ice.
Yes, it was. He's like, I got it.
Oh my god, this fucking scene. It lasts 9 minutes.
We hear the entire song starting over twice. It starts over.
Just like when he did the shimmy shot. Oh my god. The shimmy slide, it just fucking starts over too. Oh my god, this scene.
Wow.
I stopped in the middle of this movie last night.
It's like, you think you can't top the scene, but somehow he tops the scene with the next scene. This is the greatest scene.
The next scene?
Yes. Next day, we're at the bar with Rick and Huck.
Holy shit.
This scene, people, and this movie's not on YouTube, but this scene is on YouTube. You owe it to yourself if you haven't seen it to watch the scene. And if you can't find it, we're going to reenact this scene for you because I know this might be my favorite scene in movie history, not just in this movie.
Again, this is where you really start. Again, this is not a movie about Rick. This is a movie about Huck.
Right. This is where Huck takes over.
Yes. And sadly, he's not in like the last half of this movie. He's barely in it. But we're seeing transformation. We're seeing a character really develop here in front of our eyes, in front of in the fucking John De Hart, his only movie. We're seeing real development.
So let's
build it up.
I'm gonna set the scene for everybody. Yeah. All right. Huck has been at the bar since 10 in the morning. He's just fucking wasted. Rick shows up oblivious to his friend who's in obvious pain.
So much pain.
At the bar.
I'm sorry, 10 a.m. or 10 p.m.?
She started at 10 a.m. It's probably 10 p.m. now.
It had to be, because when he gets home later, it's nighttime. So, but then again, we don't know how far the bar is from his house. So many questions.
So we're going to do a reenactment of this scene. I'll be playing the role of Huck and a character called Fringe Fuck. Griff will be playing the role of Rick, pink shirt, and purple shirt, and bartender.
Bartender. I just love this scene because Rick shows up wearing a baggy. This is very 90s. A baggy rugby shirt,
polo rugby shirt,
and I believe he had it tucked in too.
Yes,
oh,
he did.
Rick, what was Wing? What was Wings looking like?
I think he just had a button-down shirt and jeans.
I think so too.
Yeah,
but it looked like the middle of the day because we saw that bar at night and it was dark, and you just saw the flashing of the pinball machine.
Was this the same bar? It seemed like a different place.
I thought it was the same bar because they only go to Laney's bar.
I don't know.
I mean, they only have like 4 sets like we talked about, so I thought it was the same place.
So let's get into this scene. Very powerful scene.
Hey, Huck, congratulate me. Me and Cindy are getting back together again. Gonna spend a couple of weeks at Duke's and then get a place of her own.
My great friend, huh? Well, what are you gonna do? Just leave me hanging out there, okay? You know I can't afford to pay the rent.
Hey, you just surprised me with the attitude, but maybe you can get another roommate. You know, Ed's looking for a place.
Ed? Ha! Don't worry, I'll be fine. Hey, dickhead in the purple, you want to hear something that Hamlet wrote?
No, not really. How about you? You want to hear something Hamlet wrote?
Who's Hamlet? Who's Hamlet? Who gives a shit? Okay? My buddy here knows how to talk about Hamlet. He knows the lines. You want to hear it or not? No, not right now. Maybe later. Oh, later. You know what that tells me about you, Mr. Fringe fuck benefit? It tells me that you got no class, okay? You got no... Hey! Look at me! You got no goddamn class, okay? My buddy here can speak Hamlet, all right? You want to hear it or not?
Oh, come on here. No one wants to hear Hamlet's speech. Shakespeare wrote it.
You know what? I don't really give a fuck who wrote it, okay? You got me? Barkeep, I would like another drink, okay? But this time, at this point in place, right? I'd like something with some class, okay? So give me a classy drink. Because this man has no class!
How about a bullet? That's what you're drinking. It's been classy enough for you since 10 o'clock.
Great! Then give me a bullet, fine. Give me a bullet. I'm sick of this shit. How about you? Would you like a bullet? A little class, huh? Give my friend here a bottle of class, too. Or a bullet.
Oh, no, count me out. I gotta leave after.
No. You're not leaving, okay? You're not gonna be a pussy here, all right? You're gonna stay. Look at me. You're sticking it out with me. You know why? Because, excuse me, yo, Pink. We're celebrating here tonight, okay? We're celebrating. We're celebrating that I lost my house. Thank you, okay? And while we're at it, we're celebrating that my wife, is banging all my friends.
All right, Huck. Chill out, Huck.
Cut to the truth, Rick. You nailed her, didn't you? I mean, you made it with her, didn't you?
All right, I never spent 5 minutes with your wife, and you know it.
Lies, man. I'll tell you what. You know what? You nailed her. You made it with her, and you're lying to me right now.
Come on.
No! I'm not coming on, man. She had her ass up in the air for everybody else. Why not you, huh? Huh, baby boy? Mwah.
Hey, man, chill the hell out. I'm your best friend. I never touched Alex ever.
Okay. Number one. You never say Alex again. Number two, I forgot. Number three, I'd like to kill you. I'd like to kill this asshole and that asshole with his cowboy hat and his fringe. And number four, I think I need a ride home.
What you need is some fresh air. Walk. Holy
Wow.
shit.
That was powerful. I went on an emotional roller coaster ride just reading those lines.
That VR experience we're going to have of Wings in this movie is going to be fucking amazing. People are not going to know.
People, don't wear fringe. That's all I got to say.
Don't wear fringe.
Or purple. Or pink.
Man, we are seeing something spectacular here.
We're watching a man crumble before our eyes and a friend just blow it off.
Again, this is where John, I think he was going for this story. He was trying to tell the story of the sidekick and what happens to this fucking egotistical asshole action hero, John De Hart, the action hero in this movie. You know, the egotistical one who gets fucked all the time by the hot women and Playboy Playmates, even though he's 3 times their age. He's probably an AARP member. Barely can punch a punching bag.
Starting it over.
Feeds his dogs butter. Terrible human being is what I'm getting at, but Wings on the other hand. So wow.
There's no way in hell John De Hart could have wrote those lines.
No,
that was straight from the heart. I think Wings was. I'm worried about Wings because I'm thinking maybe he was going through some shit during that scene.
Method.
Yeah.
He probably went through some shit. He probably accused his wife of all that stuff just so he had material for this character for John. He ended a marriage for John De Hart's movie. That's
how dedicated he is to his craft.
That's what I'm getting at. So, Murray, how do you even transition into a new scene? This is like the one and only time that John does a just clean cut and run. Let's just go to the next scene.
This is where the film becomes Huck, and we forget about Rick. This is Huck's movie from here on out.
Yeah. So
we see Huck despondent. He's in his bathroom. He's got the bills. And what do you do when you're just drowning in debt and you have your friend who is going to help you with your rent, who's like, hey, I found a chick. Classic fucking friend who like bails on you when he finds a chick.
Yeah.
What do you do?
I've been friends with you for so long, but I was just waiting around until a woman came.
Right. And now I'm there for you when I'm not getting laid.
Exactly.
And so he's just any normal person, you just take it out on your bills. And you pull out your little Derringer and you start shooting the bills. Literally start shooting his bills.
It's amazing. This reminded me of another movie I fucking love where a guy has a very dramatic scene about the bills. You think I'm paying a fucking bill? Except Wings is just like, you think I'm going to pay the water bill? Whoosh.
And he just fucking massacres his bills.
No one's calling the police, by the way. No one gives a shit that this man is fired. He's like, this isn't like an apartment place.
They lived in a big house. It was weird because they had an establishing shot. I don't know what that was. Like a house. It was like a huge fucking house. It was probably John De Hart's house.
You're right. There what? Okay, so maybe his neighbors are just really far away because he had that huge pool too.
Well, he had a tiny little Derringer. It was a cap gun. Basically, I don't know what was going on with it.
They probably thought like an armoire fell over 3 times. Okay, so he's shooting out the bills.
And then that fucking bitch Alex that we were just mentioned earlier
he
rolls in.
He fucking passed out on the couch. And, of course, back in the early 90s, we had the fucking scatter shit.
Because he didn't have cable.
Yeah, so at 1 a.m., the stations just go blank, and you just get snow.
And he comes to, she's like, where's my money?
I want alimony.
She just sees this guy's a wreck, man. And all she's thinking about is that Benjamins.
Always about the Bennies.
And he's like, I can't pay you. I don't have a fucking job, okay? And he's just like, and Rick just fucking bailed on me. I'm going to be out on the streets. I don't give a fuck. Where's my money? We worked it out. You owe me. I can't pay you if I don't have fucking money. when I had a job on a policeman's salary, he's like, you're spending all this money. Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck, you making any money? But he's like, it was all great when we were married and I had a job and you were just spending all my money.
Every day at the mall, fucking dress it. You didn't dress for me ever. You didn't know how to handle me. You always dressed for my friends. Putting your ass up in the air for all of them.
Including Rick, okay?
Okay.
And, she's just like, because you're a loser. You don't, you're not like a guy like Normad who's like constantly caring about his career. Oh, you're probably fucking him too, aren't you? Okay.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, and you can tell like he busted her, but she tries to cover up like, oh no, I have nothing to do with Norman. And she's like, look here, give me my money or I'm calling the cops. He's like, go ahead, I don't give a shit, I don't have anything. And then she's like, oh yeah, well how about this? And she rips her top off to make it seem like he attacked her.
Yeah.
And she's like, you couldn't even handle these. And she flashes her tits.
You know, got to get some more tits in there.
And he's like, go ahead, I don't give a shit. And he just like nods back off.
Yeah.
Then the cops show up.
Because she does, of course, call the cops.
Yeah, but
screaming, he's abusing me.
And I think there's a black man in the other room. And then they're like, we'll be there in a second. And so they show, where's that black man? And like, well, he left. But my husband here, he's not going to pay my alimony. She's a fucking bitch, man, okay?
I didn't know where this scene was going to go at first because, I mean, it was like a year ago, right? Or 2 years ago that fucking Huck himself was a cop.
Right.
And he's in his own precinct because, again, we talked about how they were community cops. So he's in his own territory. And these cops look at him and they're like, I don't know. We know Alex very well. Very well. We know
her ass. It's always up in the air.
Yeah, like, we hung out with her, Corny, his wife. He was over in the corner. Like, we know her very well. Inside
we know
and
we
out.
can handle those tits, too.
Yeah, we can handle them. I mean, it takes two of us, but we can handle it. And so these cops, they're just like, sir, have you been drinking tonight?
And he's like, yeah, I've been at home. Why can't I can drink as much as I want. I'm at
in
home.
my fucking house. I'm watching snow on TV. What the fuck is happening here? And so they
knows, basically, because he's a cop, he knows his rights. He's not going to let these guys walk over him.
Oh, yeah. But what happens is fucking Huck steps on a flower, and they're like, sir, that's illegal this time of year. We're taking you in.
Sir, I'm feeling threatened. I'm going to stand my ground. And he's like, stand this motherfucker. And he just hauls off and attacks the cops. The cops, thankfully he's white, so the cops actually apprehend him instead of just empty their revolvers at him.
Oh, yeah.
And they just haul him off to the Hoosgow. And it's like, what else can go wrong?
I mean, we know that Huck, his foundation is falling apart at this point. His best friend abandoned him. His house is going under. Fucking Alex is showing up again. His gun's all out of bullets. Like, what else?
Bullets full of his bills are full of bullet holes.
This gonna be.
He doesn't even know how much he owes anymore because he shot him.
It's gonna be really interesting when he goes to pay him. They're like, "Why is this full of bullet holes?"
So, what do you do? Where do you go from here?
Murray, I really want to get into that, but here's the thing: we got to let the class. We got to cut the class early here.
We got to let you.
We're
take
not
a
even
breath.
halfway through the movie.
You guys are on the edge of your seats, and we got to let you relax a little bit.
Yeah.
So we're gonna end it right here on a cliffhanger. We're not gonna make you wait a week. We're gonna make you wait a couple days.
I was gonna say we'll probably just do like a
because we got big things for next week. So we're gonna let you stew on this. We're gonna let you feel what Huck feels.
There you go.
Because you're despondent because you're like you're not gonna get the good stuff. So we'll see you in a couple days for part 2 of Geteven. Okay.